And it is very rare for you to find a woman that has the capacity to take what a man is going through.
So how do
and not use it against the man.
So how do you measure the woman that has the capacity to live? Hey guys, welcome to another exciting episode of Mobiz blog. I am super excited to have you guys here with me. I'm Mobiz, and I'm going to be having a guest with me again on the show. And we have something really important to discuss. I bet you're excited. Let's go. So welcome with me, Wise One, which I fondly call him. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi guys, my name is Prince Chika Obiajulum, and I'm a communicator, broadcast journalist, and I'm a lot of things.
There's a lot of things, and Wise One is included. Please note it. So today we are going to be discussing a man's mental health and why men do not speak up about their emotions. So when they are feeling things, majorly in the society, men's mental health is something that is often being shut down when it is being mentioned. So what's your own take when it comes to this?
Men's mental health, I feel like it's a very big, discourse. When you're talking about individuals' mental health, it's something that has to do with, the mental capacity of what individuals can take and how it goes on to affect their general well-being.
Okay.
So if a person is not functioning up to par, if someone is not, living life as well expected, or the person is not, the person is not functioning at a particular productivity level, then it means that that person's mental health is is below par and needs to be checked. So when we come now basically to men, now it's a conversation that has been overflogged. And when I mean overflogged, I mean that every Men's Day or every Father's Day, ladies come out and say, the men too have got mental health, that they should also come out and speak up and do all of that. But then I think it goes beyond that, and it goes beyond that. There are a lot of things that that needs to be considered when we talk about the men's mental health.
All right.
And it is very imperative, very important that such as we would take the ladies or the women's mental health into consideration, the men's mental health should also be taken into consideration too.
So all right, thank you very much. So that's the essence of this video, because most times, even when you talk to guys about the mental health, I've spoken to quite a number of guys and they're just like, it's not a big deal, because I feel like the societal or traditional perspective that has been put in place when it comes to men's mental health has affected a lot of guys, and they feel like it's a normal thing for a man to bottle up their emotions and not want to speak about it. So do you feel like maybe the role that tradition has played, do you think at the moment there's a particular twist? Is it changing, or you feel like it's still in play?
I don't think it's going to change. I think that's the narrative. I mean, talk about religion, talk about, even the Bible says women are the weaker vessels, so men are supposed to be like the stronger vessels. So men are supposed to act like men, and the society itself, tradition, families, they would tell you that you're a man up. You need to man up. You need to take things into your hands and deal with it headlong. But then the most important thing is these people are human beings too. They're forgetting that in as much as we want to man up, and as much as men want to speak out, there's always this thing at the back of their minds that if I speak out, wouldn't it be used against me? Do you understand? So that's why men will rather bottle up their emotions and and not talk to anybody. But then it is very, very important. I tend to say this all the time, that when they say women are babies, I'm like, men are the bigger babies.
Very true.
Men are the bigger babies, because if you find a man who is willing to give you everything when it comes to communication, when it comes to wanting to talk to you, I think that way A man would not want to bottle up his emotions with you. He would just want to come to you, speak to you as things are, tell you what he's going through at the moment.
Yeah.
But then he would not do it because he feels like it will be used against me. So it's a narrative that has been on for a very long time.
Okay.
Oh, you're a man, keep being a man.
Men don't cry.
Yeah, men don't cry. That's why I said it's an overflowed issue, because year in, year out, you see, oh, men too cry, guys too cry, this and that. Every Men's Day, every Father's Day, this and that. But then the steps to which you can make, men feel safe with you, I feel like women are not taking that step. You would only find a certain percentage in women, say 2% of women generally, who can accommodate a man's, big babyish attitude or vulnerability. Let's put it at that.
Okay, so in which condition or what condition do you feel like women do not pay attention enough to their men for them to want to express whatever it is that they are feeling? Like, when does a man realize that maybe I do not want to share, maybe I want to keep it to myself? I understand that men to men, like if a gathering of men, you guys are feeling some kind of way, do you, in that kind of community, do you guys at least share whatever it is that you guys are going through? Yeah,
it's practically rather easy. For you'd rather find a man having to share things with his fellow brother or his fellow man than having to share things with,
And why is
women.
that?
I just feel like,
what is it that the women are doing wrong so that we can learn? Because I've spoken to a guy and he just feels like you as a guy, when you have a problem, you don't have to carry it, you don't have to show it, you don't have to be sad about it, because I think what he has learned to believe over the years and he has grown up with, and I am sure that he's going to be passing it down to the next generation, is that, when you have a problem, the mental health of a guy does not allow you to break down. It only gives you the room to look for solutions instantly.
Yeah.
So it shows that, like, they've not been able to have, and I feel like even for some men, they are not even willing to listen to you guys.
Well, I feel like it's a wrong logic for it's a wrong logic for a guy to say, I would bottle up my emotions and then not speak to anyone about it. Okay. And it's just a wrong logic. And then, yes, we understand that we have to look for solutions. Yeah. But then there are instances where you need to speak up. And that's why you find men committing more suicide than women. It's on record. So it's pretty much important that men learn how to speak up. Now, you asked the question the other time saying that why would men find it difficult to speak with
to women,
to the women. I feel like a man would only speak to a woman who has capacity to take what he is going through at the moment. Okay. So if I know that as a man, if I know that you don't have capacity to take what I want to tell you, I'd rather keep quiet and bottle up my emotions and not say anything at all. Because and it is very rare for you to find a woman that has the capacity to take what a man is going through.
So how do
and not use it against the man?
So how do you measure the woman that has the capacity to listen to you?
It starts off from very little conversations. I mean, just say something to your woman. For someone that you're in a relationship with, or for someone that you are with, say you have a romantic relationship with the person. Okay. So you would have found out from conversations you hold with this woman that no, this person cannot take it. If I tell this person would likely use it against me. So imagine a situation where a guy is broke at the moment, and then now tells his babe that, oh babe, I'm broke, I can't really afford this at this point in time. And then say for instance a week or 2 weeks after that, this is a genuine guy who feels like, okay, I can tell my baby anything. And then he tells her that, babe, at the moment right now I am broke, I can't afford certain things. And then a fight happens, and then the woman starts to say, oh, that's why you don't have money, that's why you don't have this one. So from utterances like that, you would know that this woman, and that's why men would rather keep quiet than speak to women, because they feel like women do not have, and women that have capacity to that have capacity, that have the emotional intelligence to process and understand these things, you'd only find a few out of 100
Okay. The shot has been fired.
You find a few out of one. It's rather it's rather the pretty obvious, especially with this generation. Especially with this generation. I mean, look at the generation of our fathers and mothers. Why do you think that they were able to stay together for a very long time? Why do you think that most of them, didn't have fights over the years? Okay, for marriages that didn't have fights, why do you think they were able to stick together? Why do you think that they were able to, go through the tough times together? Why do you think that, over the years? I
don't think that is because they communicate or do not communicate. I just feel like that time it was a space of we are superior.
It could also be a function of, having to talk through things. I am from a particular background where I feel like my parents they're like my model for my own for my marriage. I feel like
I don't think sorry to cut you short. I feel like the parents that must have given birth to people like you're still quite young, but let's go.
Okay. If you're saying we're going way back,
that's different. I feel like
it's quite different. But then men those days were trained to man up to things. Men those days were trained, and that's what the society has built that structure. And because the society has built that structure, that's why you will find men over the years falling into that structure. You find men falling into that structure. You find a man who says, I wouldn't tell my woman a thing, I wouldn't say a thing to my woman. And one thing you need to understand is that for communication to thrive between two people, for communication to exist, there are three foundational bases for communication to thrive. One, we have honesty. Two, we have trust. Three, we have vulnerability. Now, if this is out of the picture, if vulnerability is out of the picture, it means that I can hardly trust you, and I would hardly be honest with you. So communication at that point is shattered. So it just feels like we are just in a thing where I tell you I love you, and it's not like
it's just the woman that does the talking.
No, not the woman
that is vulnerable.
The woman is just the woman that is being vulnerable, and the man doesn't. And that's why you will find women these days who can't connect to the core of their man.
Ladies. All right. Before we move on with that, I still believe that there are lots of women out there who are, there's some men that actually they shut you out, even as a woman who has enough emotional intelligence to understand whatever you're going through. There's still some men who shut them out. They do not even want to say a thing. They just want to be like, I just want to be, if anything is wrong, let me just look for a solution. They don't even want to break down and think, why did this thing happen? They just, this happened, and immediately I want to look for a solution. They don't even want to process, what led to this or what led to that. And I feel like that is what women do more. So when something happens, although we do it too much, that sometimes that women dwell on the problem before actually looking for the solution. But you guys been taught by the tradition and culture and religion and everything in society to always bottle up. I taught you guys to always look for solution instantly, which is good. But there are still some men who, regardless of the capacity of their women, find it really, really hard to open up.
There are several factors. There are several factors to this. One, like I mentioned, I said society has built men in that way. Another thing, like I said, could be family, the background from which that person comes from. So a man could emanate from a background where he has seen his father go through things, and his father just keep to himself, and the next thing his father does is looking for solutions to that problem. Doesn't discuss it with his wife. What they know is their father comes back home and then the problem is solved. There are men like that who have grown over the years. They have seen that those things happen with their father, so they feel like, my father did this, so I feel like I can do it. And so for some people, it might be another way for them to process that particular situation. So if as a man is going through a thing and decides to shut out people, now if he shuts you out as a woman, let's say for instance you are in a relationship with that man and he shuts you out,
Okay.
Let a man be for a while. Like I said, now it still comes down to the capacity of the woman.
All right.
So leave them, but there are women who would not even understand. That's why I said there are women who don't understand the core of their man. So you when a man, you know, he might not shut you out. He might not just be in that space to talk at the moment.
All right.
So let him be for a while. By himself, with his two legs. He will walk and meet you and tell you, babe, this is what is happening.
Okay.
And that is because you as a woman, you've been able to grow in a particular way over the year that you know that, okay, it's my man, he's going to come talk to me.
Possibly. So this is why I called him the wise one, because he's always dropping bars. Okay, so go on.
So over the years, you would have built that as a woman. But then, that's why I said it's a problem with this generation of ladies and women, because, you know, they don't have that time. They don't have that. They are short attention span. Yeah, they don't want to be pressured. You know, they feel like, oh, I'm emotional enough. Don't bring your own. I don't want. Yeah, don't bring your own emotional baggage and put it on me. Right. But no, that's not how it's supposed to work. And that's why I said right from the time that men are bigger babies. Okay. So if a man shuts you out, you just let him be for a while. Let him be in that space. That space that he's in might just be processing things, and then he comes to you and tells you, babe, oh, I'm sorry, this and this was what was happening, and then he tells you. Although for a man, this shouldn't be all the time. Okay. Now, if you realize that your woman over the time has built capacity, has built that, you know, enough understanding to be able to relate with you when you're in your down moment, then I feel like the first person that you should run to should be your woman. Right. Do you understand? So as a man, it's not something you should do over the time. But then a man would only do that when he feels like his woman or the person that he's with cannot take, or if he tells it to her, she is going to meet him with another thing.
All right.
And then later on, something is going to happen that is going to be used against
you. So
briefly,
as a man, do you think you should be able to teach your partner to listen to you?
See, it goes beyond listening. I can listen to you and not understand you.
Okay, to listen and understand.
See, I can listen to you and not understand. So it goes beyond listening. You have to listen. You have to understand. You have to be emotionally intelligent. So you have to be emotionally intelligent to be able to process these things. So what I feel like most women lack, they lack that emotional intelligence. Although they are emotional. That's why you find women
emotional, but without the emotional intelligence.
Yes, that intelligence part is missing.
Oh my God.
So you would find women who are just emotional and they will attack every situation emotionally. All right. And that's why they will say men are more logical than women. So because women would attack every issue emotionally, but then if you're a lady, you need to build up your emotional intelligence. Build it up. Goes, like I said, goes beyond listening. Listen, understand, process. Now apply. You know what? See, there's a level of understanding of everybody. Everybody has a level of understanding, and there's a level at which women process things, and there's a level at which men process things. And that's why for ladies, it is very important, very, very important and imperative that you know how to. You know, I know that you are wired that way. Women are wired to be emotional, but then in your emotionality, if there's anything like that,
emotions,
in your emotions, in whatever it is that you do,
all right,
always leave out a space to. That's why I would appreciate a woman who would always check whatever it is that she does and say, do you think I was wrong? Do you think I reacted in a certain way? Do you think I did? So I would appreciate a woman who does that, who says, "Oh, after she had reacted, she will now come back and say, babe, do you think we're getting do you think I reacted in it?" So that's just and when you are able to build that over time, I feel like it's just going to help you as a lady, and then men will be able to come to you, speak to you, and then they'll be able to open up to you. Right. See, men, we do not want to bottle up these emotions. We don't want to bottle them up. We don't want
sometimes you need to cry.
Yeah, see, sometimes I just want to find the shoulders of a woman. Sorry, not me. Sometimes men just want to look for the shoulders of their woman or their women and just cry and say this and this and this and this. It doesn't make me less of a man.
It doesn't make you weak.
Yes, it doesn't make me weak. But then it's the way you would process it, the way you would.
Not pointing at me,
sorry,
not me.
the way ladies or the way the women out there would process it. We feel like, oh, why is he acting this way? Why is he being? But then this is just something
Are you a woman? Are you a girl?
But then you should know that this is just something you will see from this man maybe once in a while, and you know that when that man hits that low, you know that there's something wrong. On. It's not you will not see your man act that way every day. If your man acts that way every day, there's a problem with your man.
Definitely.
There's a problem with you. If your man acts that way every day, like I just want to be crying on you, I don't know how to get that. There's a problem with your man. But then you will only see your man once in a while when he's in that particular low. Come to you, tell you, babe, this is how I feel about this at this moment. And sincerely speaking, if I tell you that there's a way, this is the way I would go about it, I really do not know. I need you at this point in time. I need you, I do this. You know, that's there needs to be some sort of emotional connection. And that's why I said women need to build capacity. So if you do not build it, your man will keep bottling things up, feeling like, and it will shut you out.
Okay, so women, you've heard that, and men, making known your emotions does not make you less of a man. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you a girl, like most people will say, or the society has made you believe. So sometimes it is fine for you to express your emotions. Sometimes you're sad, please cry. If you need to, please do. If you don't want anybody to see you, you can go to your room. You can call 1 or 2 people, just for them to see you cry. It's good to be emotional sometimes. Cry. That's all. Cry said that inside that they want to come out.
Yeah.
So cry it sometimes. It's good to cry.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I say it all the time that I tell my fellow guys. I say, so see, yeah, if you need to scream. Go to a place. You just want to let loose. It's just a way of letting loose, or just feeling free. Sometimes you feel free when you have done that.
Yeah.
Either screaming or either crying. But don't be physical. Don't go physical.
Don't go physical.
So do any of that, or you can just to feel better. Just to feel better. And if you find someone that you can talk to.
Another thing is acceptance. Accept that you are human. You're allowed to feel whatsoever you need to feel. And women, for a man to be able to open up to you, it starts with honest conversation, and you not just having listening ears, but understanding hearts too. So thank you so much, Prince, for coming. You see why I called him Wise One? Yeah, you guys can see. So on this note, I'm going to be saying bye on this session, and to the next episode when I come your way again with more interesting topics. Any final words before you go?
No, the men just keep being men, but then you're allowed to show emotions, and women be just like you said, acceptance, be open, be willing to take your man in when it goes through that phase. It's just a phase. It's not something that's supposed to last for a long time.
Okay. So women are babies, but men are bigger babies. And a big shout out to Creative Edge Studios for hosting us today. We really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching, and anything you'd like to help me tell my fans.
Please do not forget to like, share, and also subscribe. It's the follow button on Instagram too, right?
That's the word. So next time when I come your way again, love you all. Bye.